Alright, so it's day 57 of going through my old journals, and the quote for today is, "Light tomorrow with today." If you were going to follow the quote above, what would you do? Write how you feel about the significance of its meaning. If you're following along, just go ahead and pause the video and think about what you might respond to that prompt, and I'll be back here in a second with what I responded. Okay, so day 57. So the quote was, "Light tomorrow with today." If you were going to follow the quote, what would you do? Write how you feel about the significance. I don't know. We'll see what I wrote. Because right now, if I were having to answer this question, I don't know. I don't know what I would say. So I said, I like the quote. It's motivating and bright. I agree. I like things with light, like anything that says like light or brightness or things like that. Like there's a, what is it? I have like a vision board that I put together a long time ago. And one of like my favorite things on the vision board, which is what I'm looking at, it says, "I will light up every room I walk into." And I've always wanted to be like, I've always been drawn to like bright and natural light and things like that. So that's immediately what I think of whenever I say that. But let's see, here's what I said. "I take it to mean I should put in work today for a brighter future. It also implies that not everything will bring on immediate reward, and that some things are worth working toward in the present because there will be a reward in the future. I feel like a lot of people struggle with this, with not wanting to put in work when there's no immediate benefit." I struggle from that too. Like, I can do it pretty easily if I think there's an immediate discipline to me not working on something. Like, I'm not good at being self-motivated, but like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. My head is not super clear today, so let me just keep reading then, because I don't really know what I was trying to get at there. But let's see. I feel like a lot of people struggle and there's no immediate benefit. Things like working out or eating healthy don't often bring an immediate reward, but can be worthwhile. I feel like I fall somewhere in the middle of this. Okay. I feel like I can delay immediate gratification fairly well. I definitely can. Like, if I know that the gratification is coming in the future, especially if it's like a short time in the future, then it's not hard for me to delay it. Yeah, okay. And I said, like, I would 100% pass that marshmallow test they did with those kids. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, I think this was this pretty famous test that they did where they put these kids in a room and they put a marshmallow in front of them and they said, "I'm gonna be right back in just a minute. If you don't eat that marshmallow, if that marshmallow is still there, then when I come back, you'll get 2 marshmallows," or something like that. Like, if they didn't immediately eat the marshmallow, then there would be a bigger reward at the end. And they filmed the kids, what they did, and they showed kind of like the differences in the kids. Some of the kids just immediately put it in their mouth after the person left. Some of them waited a little bit and then ate it. Some of them took like one little bite off of it to try to see if they could like game the system. And some kids just sat there and waited. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, 100% I would not have eaten that marshmallow. Like, when I was a kid, I 100% would not have eaten it. And there was one girl that kind of like tricked the system. Like, instead of eating it, she just like sniffed it. Like, and I don't think she ate it in the end, but she was definitely like struggling with it. Like, she wanted to eat it so badly. But yeah, that's what I think of when I think of like delayed gratification, was that experiment that they did with those kids. And I think they followed the kids into adulthood. It's been a while since I've looked into it, but I want to say they followed the kids into adulthood to see like how they turned out. Yeah, I'll have to look at that study again because it's been a while, but it was pretty interesting. So I said I would 100% pass the marshmallow test, but it's only to a certain extent. I tend to be better at setting and accomplishing shorter term goals rather than longer term. Like, I don't even really have long-term goals. I still have no idea where I'd ultimately like to end up. I just keep accomplishing these short-term goals slash tasks, then jumping to the next with the hope that my long-term future will just somehow fall into place. That's definitely how I feel. Like, I'm just like one step to the next and just, we'll see what happens. But I suppose as long as I keep making these small accomplishments, it's better than nothing. So yeah, I agree with that. I feel like that was a pretty good response. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's good to like have some ability to delay gratification, but I guess I struggle with knowing how long you should delay gratification, because there may be some instances where you're expected to delay gratification for like a really long time, and like maybe that's not what you should be doing. For instance, people that are retiring right now, I know someone whose dad like worked their whole life, made, you know, good financial decisions, didn't go into debt. They also didn't live beyond their means. So because they didn't go into debt and they didn't do all this, they didn't have like nice things. Like some of the other kids, like they had what they needed. And you know, their parents would say like, well, you know, we could get a new car, but you know, we own this car, so you know, we're not going to go into debt. This man worked his whole life. He's nearing retirement age now, and he's not sure that he's going to get all the benefits. So he did what he was supposed to do, delayed the gratification of like spending money when he was younger, going on trips and, you know, doing whatever that he wanted to do with his life, because he thought that, you know, he's going to retire and get this gratification and be able to rest. And it's looking like that's becoming less and less of a feasible option, that he's going to have to keep working. So in that sense, and I'm kind of torn, you know, when they talk about the kids, the millennials that are spending money on coffee drinks and avocado toast or whatever, and not saving all of their money for retirement. I don't know. I think there is some people that definitely overspend and for that instant gratification, but then at the same time, like, why not give yourself any gratification for the time being when you may not have that payoff in the future? So I don't know. If you look at it from that extent, from a money extent, you know, I think it could be one thing, but I think in terms of other things, like I said, like starting to get your health in line and, you know, gaining knowledge and things like that. Like, I'm so glad that I stuck in school. I did take some breaks, like going and working for Disney a couple times, and it took me like, I don't know how long. It took me quite a while to finish my undergrad, just because I went and did a couple of Disney internships. So it took me 6 years, I think, to finish my undergrad. And then it's taken me like, how long have I been in college? So I started college in 2003. And it's almost 2023. So I've been in college off and on for almost 2 decades. But I do feel like I don't regret it, because I feel like I've learned a lot, and I am helping to hopefully have the second half of my life have it be easy, because I do have knowledge and skills in a lot of different areas. But yeah, I don't know. There are lots of times that I am kind of like lazy and just scroll through social media or something, and on the days that it's really bad, I do think about like, oh my gosh, I've just wasted this whole day. I could have been doing things to make my tomorrow better. But then I just tell myself, like, it's okay sometimes to have a rest, And I do think that's true as long as it just doesn't become like a consistent sort of thing. So I think that's kind of why I have like some other videos where I go through like my habit tracker, and I think it's important that I started doing that because I do feel like it's helping to get my life in a little bit more order, to kind of give me some motivation. And I do think it has helped me better my life, but I don't know. Now I'm just rambling, but yeah, I don't know. I think it is good to kind of delay gratification to some extent, but just be reasonable about it. And yeah. Anyway, if I think about it, I will try to link that marshmallow video if I can find it below. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with day 58.